Good morning, students. Today we'll start Unit 2, that is a structural organization in plants and animals. There are 3 chapters in this unit. Chapter 5, that is morphology of flowering plants. Chapter 6, anatomy of flowering plants. And Chapter 7, that is a structural organization in animals. Chapter 5, that is a morphology of flowering plants, that we will discuss today. Chapter 6 is deleted for this year, that is not for you. And from chapter 7 only the animal tissue is there in your syllabus for your final examination. So let us start with chapter 5, that is morphology of flowering plants. The wide range in the structure of higher plants will never fail to fascinate us, even through the angiosperm shows such a large diversity in external structure, that is morphology. Morphology means the study of external feature. They are all characterized by presence of root, stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. In the last chapters, we have discussed about the classification of plants based on morphological and other features. For any successful attempts of classification and understanding any higher plants, or for that matter any living organism, we need to know the standard technical terms and standard definition. We also need to know about the possible variation in different parts found as adaptation of the plants to their environment, adaptation to various habitats for protection, climbing, storage, etc. In plants, there are 2 systems. The part of the plant which is above the ground, that is the shoot system, and the part of the plant which is below the soil, that is a root system. You will start first with the root. See the various parts of the plant. Root, stem, leaf, inflorescence, flower, fruit, seed. Then root system and shoot system. Classification of plants on the basis of their life, duration of life cycle. Plants are divided into 3 types. Annual plants complete their life cycle in 1 year or 1 growing season, or few weeks to a few months, like mustard, corn, wheat, rice, lettuce, peas, watermelon, beans, zinnia and marigold. Means their life cycle completed within 1 year. Biennial plants are those plants complete their life cycle in 2 years, 2 growing years, vegetative and storing food in the first year and flowering and fruiting in second year, like radish, turnip, carrot, onion and cabbage. And third, that is a perennials, which survive for several years. Generally the top portion of the plant dies back each winter and regrow the following spring from same root system, mango, guava and banana. Now see the morphology of roots. Root develops from radicle of the seed When seed germinates, a white structure comes out. That white structure is radicle, and later that radicle forms the root. And that moves towards the soil. It is non-green underground. That is a positive geotropic, means it develops or moves towards the soil. That's why it is known as positive geotropic. And negative phototropic means root grows away from the light. So it is negative phototropic and positive hydrotropic because it loves water, so it moves towards the water. Roots do not bear buds, roots do not bear nodes and internodes. Roots have unicellular root hairs. See the different region of the root. 4 regions are shown in the figure: root cap, region of mesmetic activity, region of elongation, then region of maturation, where the root hairs are there. Region of root cap. The tender apex of the root is protected with a multicellular like a structure called root cap. The cells of the root cap secrete mucilage for lubricating the passage of a root through the soil. In many hydrophytes like Pistia, Eichhornia, root cap is replaced by root pocket. Region of cell division or the mesmetic region. It is a small region about 1 millimeter in length. This is the growing part of the root and it is protected by the root cap. It is made up of a thin-walled, compactly arranged mesmetic cells which have the power of division. The region helps in longitudinal growth by the addition of new cells. Region of elongation, it lies just above the mesmetic region. The cells of this region are newly formed and elongate rapidly. This increases the length of the root. The cells of this region help in the absorption of mineral salts. Region of root hair or root absorption. Surface of this area is covered with numerous root hairs. The cells of the outer layer, known as piliferous layer of epiblema, produce root hair. The root hairs are elongated single cell tubular structure which remain in contact with the soil particles. The root hair increase the surface area of absorption. They are short-lived and are replaced by new root hairs after every 10 to 15 days and is responsible for absorption of water. Region of maturation of cell differentiation. It forms the major part of the root. The outermost layer of this region has thick-walled, impermeable cells. The enlarged cells undergo differentiation to form different types of primary root tissue like cortex, endodermis, xylem, phloem, etc. This region helps in fixation of plant body into the soil and also in conduction of absorbed substances. Lateral roots also develops from this region of the root. Now see the types of roots modification. There are 2 types of roots, taproot and adventitious root. Taproot develops directly from the radicle and adventitious root develops other than the radicle from any part of the plants. The function of taproot, that is the storage of food and respiration. Adventitious root, storage of food, support and special function. See the taproot system and adventitious fibrous root system. Tap roots are the true roots. It develops from radicle and made up of one main and the other sub branches. The primary roots and its branches constitute taproot system. As in the case of dicot roots, presence of a taproot system is characteristic feature of dicotyledonous plants. The taproot normally grows vertically downwards to lesser or greater depth, while secondary and tertiary roots grow obliquely downwards or some grow horizontally outwards. All lateral branches are produced in acropetal manner. The older and the longer branches are near the base, the younger and the shorter ones are near the apex of the main root. Adventitious root in some plants after some times of the growth of taproots, which arises from radical stops, and then roots develop from other parts of the plant which are branched or unbranched, fibrous or storage, are known as adventitious root and constitute fibrous root system, as in the case of monocot roots. Modification of taproot for storage. Fusiform roots. These roots are thicker in the middle and the tapered on both ends. Storage of food. Fusiform example is the radish. Conical roots. These roots are thicker at the upper side and tapering at the base. Example is carrot. Napiform. These roots become swollen and spherical at upper end and tapered like a thread at their lower end. Example is turnip, sugar beet, etc. Tuberous root. Such roots do not have regular shape and get swollen and fleshy at any portion of the roots. Example is mirabilis. Modified taproot for respiration. Halophyte or mangroves grows in oxygen deficient marshy area. Some branches of taproots in this plant grow vertically and comes out from soil in the form of conical spikes. These roots are called pneumatophores, through which air entered inside the plants. Example Rhizophora, Heritiera, Chonarcia and the other mangroves. Modified adventitious roots for storage. Simple tuberous roots. These become swollen and do not assume a definite shape. They are always borne single. The roots arises from nodes of the stem, enters in the soil. Sweet potato, that is sakarkan, Hypomia batata. Fasciculated tuberous root. A cluster of adventitious root of some plants become thick and fleshy due to the storage of food. They are known as fasciculated tuberous roots as there are many tuberous roots at the base of the stem. Example is dahlia and asparagus. Modified adventitious roots for mechanical support. Stilt roots or the brace roots. When roots arises from lower nodes and enter in the soil obliquely, known as stilt root, as in the case of maize, sugar cane, pandanus, screw pine. Prop root or the pillar roots. When root arises from branches of plants and grows downwards towards soil, it functions as supporting stem for the plant, as in the case of banyan. Buttress root. Such roots appear from the basal part of the stem and spread in different directions in the soil. Ficus, bombyx, terminalia. It is characteristic feature of tropical rainforest. Climbing roots. These roots arise from nodes and help the plant in climbing, as in the case of money plant, beetle, black pepper and Tecoma. Modified adventitious roots for special feature, foliar roots or epiphyllous roots. When roots arise from leaf, they are called foliar roots, as in the case of Bryophyllum, begonia. Sucking or hostarial roots or parasitic roots. In parasitic plants, roots enter in the stem of host plants to absorb nutrition from host, as in the case of Dendrophyta and Cuscuta. Function of roots. Primary function. The normal function of the roots are fixation, anchorage of the plant body, absorption of water and minerals from the soil, conduction of absorbed materials up to the base of the stem. Secondary function. In some plants, roots perform certain special function and such roots undergo necessary modifications. Some roots become fleshy or swollen for storage of food materials, carrot, radish, asparagus, sweet potato, dahlia. After becoming green, some roots manufacture food by photosynthesis, as in the case of Tinospora, Trapa, orchids. Some roots help in exchange of gases, respiration, as in the case of Rhizophora. In parasitic plants like Cuscuta, adventitious roots penetrate the host stem to obtain food and water. Sometimes roots also take part in vegetative reproduction, sweet potato. Aerial roots absorb moisture from the air, as in the case of orchids. Thus, modified roots perform different functions.